Hello guys, welcome. I am ridiculously excited for this video today because we're gonna be talking about something that the hair world, honestly, I feel like you guys are either 100% on board or you're like standing on the outside because you want to be on board, but you don't even know where to start. Like you don't know what to do. And the topic today is all about wigs. Now if you know anything about me, I am actually not a wig expert. To be frank, don't know much about them. I've never used them. I've never fitted them for clients. It is not my expertise. So I brought in an actual expert. Would you like to say hi and introduce yourself?
I would love to.
Yes.
And here's what I can promise you is that by the end of this, you will feel like a wig expert. Something about the wig industry that you'll know too is there's really not much to hide.
No.
There's a lot of stereotypes about wigs, that they're bulky, that they're too complicated, they're too expensive, and I'm going to talk to you guys about what we created within my company, Maven Mane. But first and foremost, my name is Jamie Madsen, and I am the CEO of a company called Maven Mane. We specialize in luxury, high-end medical grade wigs. We'll talk all about the hair. We'll talk all about what makes it so special and so different and so simple for stylists to integrate, become experts in them, and provide them to clients who really need them the most.
Yes. And one thing that I think is I don't even want to say crazy, but something that Jamie and I have been talking about so much is, guys, she actually doesn't do hair. And I think that in the beginning for you, it was probably like, what the hell am I doing? This is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't do hair. How can I possibly speak on wigs? And what I think is actually so wonderful about what you're doing is, although her experience does not come from behind the chair, it comes from the front of the chair as an actual client and a woman who wears wigs. Would you like to tell them a little bit about your story?
I would love to tell them my story. And I love what you just said, because it's so important from the consumer's perspective that, just like you said before we started this video, like you're sweating, nervous, you're about to go get your hair cut, and you're not someone who's even dealing with hair loss.
Yep.
And so that anxiety, that nervousness, I think exists in all women, all men, everyone, because when you're going to someone, especially if it's someone who's brand new that you've never seen before, it takes a lot of trust in that individual.
It's so scary.
It is so scary. It is so scary. And so that was my story. But to back us up from the very beginning, it all started after I had my last baby, who is now turning 4 in December.
Crazy.
And after I had her, for the first couple of years, I suffered from postpartum depression pretty severely. It's also another thing that I'm very passionate about. I love talking about with women and helping them discover what might be going on that might be even deeper than just sleep deprivation,
yes,
overstimulation,
yes. Exhaustion, all the things.
Somebody pulling on your nipples all day and all night, just the things that are just like not like your normal life. Your life changes a lot. But beneath that are hormonal imbalances, and a lot of women experience postpartum hair loss. There's actually a statistic that up to 90% of women after having a baby experience postpartum hair loss and shedding of some form or another.
Yeah.
And so for me, it actually wasn't shedding. It was more of the mental health and the hormonal imbalances that caused me to obsess over the way that I looked continuously. It wasn't just my hair. It was my skin, my nails, my figure. I mean, literally everything.
If you could see it, you were criticizing it.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. It's taken years of therapy. Truly, 4 years.
You're like, it's
almost
fine.
5. It'll be 5 next year of therapy to really unravel what was going on, where those beliefs might have come from long before this really happened. And through that journey, I started to cut my hair. And I cut my hair pretty short the first go around to just about here, and I hated it. I called it my Lord Farquaad era. I was like, I remember texting a picture to my sisters and being like, is it giving Lord Farquaad?
I'm sure they were real nice about it.
It was right there. Of course, they're like, no, Dame, you look fine. And of course, I didn't believe them. Everyone would tell me, your hair looks fine. It looks so cute. But I didn't believe it because I didn't believe it.
Well, and it's one of those things, sometimes regardless of how many people tell you, oh my God, you look great, you look beautiful. If you do not feel it and believe it internally, it doesn't fucking matter. Like, you're like, I don't see what you see. So with respect, those opinions now become invalid. It doesn't
100%.
matter.
Exactly. And so after that first go around, I actually went to a salon. I went to 7 different salons, to be specific.
I'm sweating. Oh no.
And every single one of them unfortunately turned me away. Your hair is too short. There's nothing I can do for you. Until I walked into the 7th salon and they did sell me hair extensions. And I think I mentioned this at our last training that we did here in your salon, that they didn't do any blending. And like we mentioned, I'm not a stylist.
Yeah. They were like, here's some hair.
I don't know
See you later.
what is right, what is wrong. But I can tell you, I walked out of that salon going like, okay, still Lord Farquaad, but now...
I think it's called, now it's like called a jellyfish haircut.
Yes.
Where it's short, a blunt short, and then long.
Precisely, yes.
Yeah.
And I have very thick Italian hair to begin with.
Shit.
So it was like I had 4 rows. I had 4 rows of weft extensions installed with no blending, no style. It was what it was, you know. And there, you know, I'm just being told you're just gonna have to wait till it grows out and then we'll move it up and then okay, I'm gonna trust you. But unfortunately, because this stylist was not educated on this specific form of hair loss, which is called trichotillomania, trichotemnomania to be more specific, Britney Spears. I also happen to call this my Britney Spears era.
Yeah. So, and just so everyone knows, trichotillomania is where you honestly like obsessively pick at your hair. It can be eyelashes, it can be your eyebrows, it can be your bangs, it can be any piece of hair.
Arm hairs.
And literally any piece of hair that you can find or pick at, you will do it.
Yep.
Trichotemnomania.
Trichotemnomania is the same obsessive condition, but with scissors. So I always joke, I'm like, when people say, yeah, she's not in the hair industry, I'm like, no, you don't want to trust me with a pair of scissors.
All of a sudden you're like, ah!
Yeah, I will cut off too much.
I'm gonna get you a Barbie for Christmas. One of those where you can like grow their hair out.
Exactly. And thank God now I'm in a place where I can laugh about it. And, you know, I do thank God for my story and what happened at that time. It was really embarrassing.
Yes.
But out of that story birthed this movement. And so I knew from the very beginning when we created Maven Mane, and of course I'll tell the story about how the business actually came to be through being a consumer of wigs. After I had those extensions, I was so obsessed over the jellyfish style look. I actually tried thinning it myself, cut off too much, ended up just cutting out my extensions. That's how I ended up with a pixie cut. And so, yeah, I'm gonna just take a moment of mourning.
It's crazy how you look back and in that moment, I'm sure it almost does feel like this is end of the world.
It
like,
did.
Holy shit, I had really long, luscious Italian hair.
Yeah.
I had it not, I don't want to say a moment like you lost it, but like you were going through some shit, you cut it, you're like, I will go to a professional
Truly.
to have them help me.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say
That
it almost
didn't
made
work.
it worse.
It did.
But
you can say that.
Okay,
It's fine.
well in that case, it goes through and it made it worse now. And I know like anyone watching who's a hairstylist, that's the last thing we want. Like, do we all make mistakes? Yes. At some point, we have all over-processed someone's hair. We've colored it too dark. We've toned it weird. We've cut off more than we said. Like, we've all...
I'm not here to judge that.
Yeah, we've all made mistakes. But I think when now we're talking about hair loss, so trichotillomania, whether it's alopecia or cancer, anything that is now making a woman lose her hair and she doesn't want to do that, the sensitivity and the empathy has to go up tenfold, as does the skill set to be able to help them.
Yeah, precisely. Because that's what I knew in that, maybe not exactly in that moment or the moments where I got my extension out, the moment where I was sitting in her chair, or even a year or two later. Like, it took me a very long time to recognize the lesson out of what happened. And because of that lesson is why we're here today. And because of that empathy and that understanding of not enough stylists are educated. And it's not their fault. It's not your guys' fault that you don't know that there are certain types of wigs that are available for someone who's going through cancer. It's not your fault that the world isn't educated on trichotillomania, which, by the way, is a 1 in 4 statistic.
Wow.
Most people would have no idea. Even people who just sit there and pull the split ends of their hair, that's a form of trichotillomania. I used to do that when I was in school when I was younger. And so what I would actually like to do is take you guys into the moment where that transformation really happened, because one of the moments where I really transformed and woke up to what was happening in the bigger picture, the bigger lesson of my story, and recognizing, wow, I think the world needs to know about this condition, specifically women, because women have this conditioning to want to pick ourselves apart continuously.
The whole world picks us apart. Why wouldn't we do it to ourselves?
Exactly. Yeah. Whether it's self-induced or whether or not you're experiencing PCOS or alopecia or you're going through chemotherapy, there is a moment for all of us where we go through an identity death. Mm-hmm. And I think people, man or woman, we go through this at some point in our lives, at least once. And so the moment where I really started to realize this shift in identity that was happening for me was actually a couple of summers ago. My parents came to visit me, and they usually come once a summer. I grew up in New England, and so I moved out to Colorado when I was 18, and my parents will come out, at least once a year to come visit us. And my mom, the whole entire time, is like obsessing over her hair. She had just gotten her hair cut and she hated it. And now this wasn't the first time that I'd ever heard this. And Mom, if you hear this story, I'm really sorry, but it's important.
I love you, but we gotta talk about it.
It's really important. We have to talk about these things. And so I'm noticing this, but it wasn't like triggering anything for me yet, because I'm like, this is very, like, I've listened to my mom say this about herself my whole life. She gets her hair cut, she hates it, she never likes it, right? Well, there's a moment where I'm actually standing in my bathroom, I'm getting myself ready, and I had already been cutting my hair like for a couple years. Like it lasted like a long time where I'm just like, didn't want to go back into a salon, was too afraid, I'm just gonna, do it myself, so whatever. I'm standing there in the mirror, I'm getting myself ready, I'm doing my little ritual, and she comes in with a pair of my kitchen scissors, like bulky, like
oh God,
like the industrial kind of
the kind you're cutting meat with.
Yeah,
like,
exactly, exactly. I remember even like washing it off first, and she goes, "I need you to cut this off of the back of my hair." And so, she felt like it was just bothering her, like she had like a rat tail kind of sensation that was just bothering her, which I know because trichotillomania, obsession, OCD, you feel everything.
Yes.
Like I can feel my socks and my shoes kind of thing. And so she goes, "I need you to cut this off for me." So I'm standing there with a pair of scissors, and it hits me like a ton of bricks. It was like a That's So Raven moment. You ever watch that television show? Yeah, like yeah, exactly. Like I went back in time to when I was a teenager, the same exact moment where I was cutting her hair, and I realized, fuck. Ooh, sorry, I don't know if I'm allowed to swear on your show.
You met me? Yes. No, you're fine. Trust me, that is the least bad thing you could say.
Okay, great. Because it was an intense moment.
Yeah.
And I realized this is not the first time this has happened. Oh, shit. This is conditioning. Oh, learned behavior.
You're like, fuck.
Damn it.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Then the healing began.
Yeah. Wow.
And so that was a couple years ago.
And honestly, a couple years isn't that long.
It's not that long. It flies.
Yes, it is not that long.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
So now here you are. You've had your realization. You're like, this is a problem. And I do feel like you can really not necessarily only fix problems once you know the root, but it's like you can put Band-Aids on things, but until you really figure out why it is something's happening, it is hard to almost like fix it, stop it, and like begin to heal from that. So tell them about how now all of a sudden you get a message from a woman and she's like, yo, let me help you out.
Yeah.
Hear me out on this.
Exactly.
Yeah, tell them about this.
Exactly. So I've been an entrepreneur for 12 years.
Yeah.
And I was running a online community at the time, all the way through this trichotillomania journey.
You're like, your hair is great. You're like,
yeah, and I'm gonna go put myself on social media and try to hide it from everyone. And so she had actually been in my community for at least 6 months as a fly on the wall, like an invisible,
the quiet one,
human, hiding behind a name that I would see pop up here and there. But you know, that happens. Some people just come to learn and consume and they leave, right? And so I knew that at that point. And there's one day we're on a group coaching call, and this had been a couple weeks after I went on social media and I told the world about my trichotillomania condition. It was like my coming out. This was October of 2024, so exactly a year ago.
A year?
Yeah, it's been exactly a year. I went and I told the world about my trichotillomania condition, and she, for the first time, showed up to one of our calls. And I see this name come on, and I'm like, hi, everyone. You know, I'm so glad everybody's here. If you can come on camera, I'd love to see your beautiful faces. Thank you for showing up. Excited to talk about, I can't remember what it was, but I think at that point I was evolving into identity coaching because that it was just my lived experience. It was my story. I'm like, what else would I talk about?
You're like, this is all I got for you right now.
We are.
We're in it.
Yeah. And so she shows up, she comes off camera, and she lives in Israel. So from Colorado, it's like 9 hours ahead.
Yeah.
And so it's late at night for her. It's like 10 p.m. and it's dark. Her camera's dark, and she's yawning, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you must be exhausted. And she goes, well, I'm here because I've been following you for a while. I've been inside of your community, but as soon as you started talking about this, I knew I needed to come onto your platform and let you know I'm actually a wig designer.
Shut the fuck up.
She's from Denver.
What?
All these there's so many synchronicities that we could geek out, especially like the woo-woo stuff if you're into that. Yeah, so many synchronicities. But she's from Denver, born and raised here, but moved to Israel with her family when she was 20 years old.
Wow.
19 or 20, something like that, and immediately started her wig company.
Cool.
Got her stylist, immediately got into wigs, because if you're not familiar with the Orthodox Jewish community, they actually, a lot of the women there wear wigs as a spiritual covering, as an alternative to like a
hijab,
head wrap.
Yep.
Exactly. And so it's very common to see wig designers. Like it's not, I always say it's
not
like
here
Starbucks.
in America.
Yeah, there's one on every corner.
Yep. Wow, that's crazy, actually.
Yeah. And so for the last 21 years, she has been serving clients in her community very competitively. And when you go deep into our community, she has some lessons that she teaches about that specifically, and how she navigated the competitive wig industry in Israel. And when she met me, and she actually sent me a wig, and like you said, she was like, you know, let me help you. I'd love to send you one of our wigs. I remember on that video, I'm like, wait a second, are you wearing a wig right now? Because you couldn't even tell. And for those of you who are watching, I'm actually wearing a wig right now. I'm wearing one of our signature Maven Mane pieces. I think this is our Veronica. Dark brown. And she sends me this wig. And prior to this, like several months prior to receiving the wig, I'd been ordering wigs on Amazon.
Yeah, everybody does that.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, like the cheap $20, like I had a hot pink wig at one point, like the signature one. I wore it to a business conference. I tried to style it, not knowing that you can't style synthetic hair.
Shit.
And so I had like one piece that was straight, and the rest of it had like the curls that it came with.
You're like, it's a trend. What do you want from me?
Yeah, exactly. But, you know, I went through it with the wigs, because in the beginning I had no idea. I just was like, get me the fastest wig possible. And it was honestly right after I had done one of my first shave. And I was like, I cannot show up to a business conference like this. At that point, I had not worked on my identity. Now I wear my pixie proudly. Like, I wear it all the time.
Yeah, you showed me pictures. Rad.
I love it.
Beautiful.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. It's really fun to be able to transform. That's another thing we coach stylists with, is like, you know, the identity coaching behind accepting who you are in any form. But at that time, I was not about it. So I ordered the wigs, and I'd been wearing synthetic wigs for months. So by the time, you can imagine, by the time I got one of our wigs, which is now our Maven Mane wigs, I was like, no, truly, like, I'm like, I'm like, hold on a second. Like, I'm like putting the hair in my face.
You're rubbing it on you.
Smells so good. I'm like, and it dawned on me, oh my God, there's tears to this shit. At that point, I wasn't even aware. Again, not a stylist. I'm not in the hair world. I wasn't even aware that there were different levels of hair. To be honest, I'd heard, okay, human hair wigs. I had actually bought one that was a couple $100s, wore out within a couple of months, especially if you're an everyday wearer at that point. It's like, it's gonna wear out pretty quickly. And actually at one point, I took one of mine out of the box, wore it for the whole day. And when I took it off, a spider crawled out
I'm gonna burn it at that point.
of my, oh yeah,
You know, I'm
burn ceremony.
Fucking wig is gone.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Oh, it was done. I was distraught, to say the
I don't
very
want to laugh,
least.
but
No, you can laugh. It's okay. We can laugh about these things now. But at the time, it was not funny, especially when you're in that desperate state of like, I need this hair, but now I can't wear it. Are there spider eggs living in it? You know? And so, so many things. So many things about the wig manufacturing process that I've come to learn and understand, and how to source and find high quality wigs. And thank God Ahuva did all of that work for us. So by the time she sent it to me, I was like, she actually was about to leave the wig industry completely.
Really?
She was on her way out. Yeah, she was done for several reasons. She's a mom of 8, burnt out. Eight.
Jesus.
8.
Okay.
We love you.
Oh, girl, you are doing the Lord's work.
She's very much so doing the Lord's work. Not to mention, she lives in the middle of a war zone. We've had many times where we're on business calls and the bomb sirens are going off, and she's running to get her kids to take them to the missile shelter. And we have I have some videos actually online. I can send. I
don't want to laugh. Like,
no, it's
to
crazy.
be clear, I'm not laughing because that's so funny. But sometimes my face doesn't know what to do other than go.
It's insane. Yeah, when I tell you, like, the lives that we have lived in building this company, not just me, but my partners.
Yes.
You know, she suffered. We shouldn't say suffered, but you know, she went through 21 years of developing this company in a country that's, you know, it's not third world, but it's. There's a lot going on over there.
It's not America either. Like, yes.
America.
Yes.
And especially in recent years, it's not very safe. And so you're dealing with the anxiety of that, and 8 children, and the competitiveness of the wig industry within that country. She just thought, I can't do this anymore. And then she met me, someone who's type A, extremely OCD, obsessed with business, obsessed about a lot of things, let's be honest.
You're like, it's fine. I've already outed myself for all these things.
Yeah. And I looked at her and I said, no, you're not.
All right, so here you guys are, moms. You've been dealing with this for years, and now all of a sudden she's like, I quit, and you're like, over my dead fucking body, are you quitting?
Yeah.
And you guys now start your company.
Yeah.
So here we are. So you guys have different types of wigs. It's not just like, here's a one type of wig, thank you so much, be on your way. So tell us about the different types of wigs that you guys have.
Perfect. Yeah, so the best way to think about our wigs is it's infinite.
Oh,
there's actually not just one or two types of wigs. Wigs, when you get to the level of customization that we do for our clients who are especially experiencing hair loss, wearing wigs every single day, there is no one size fits all. And so the way actually that our order form is structured on our website is that the stylist, because when consumers go to the website, it's actually quite overwhelming. They're like, wait, how do I know what size I am? Am I extra small, medium, ponytail cap versus standard cap. What the hell does that mean?
All of a sudden they're like, is this even English?
Am I beachy waves or curly?
Who is ordering this? Yes.
Yeah, exactly. And so we structure it that way, but we also have something very unique that doesn't exist in any other wig company in the entire world, which is when you or your client places the order, not only is there a customization request box so you can describe in detail the client's hair, the hair how it was before, or if you're trying to match the hair that's underneath. We also have an upload option where you can upload unlimited images and videos and anything that you want. We give you instructions on how to like take those videos like in natural light so we can see, and we can match your client's hair as close as possible.
Wow. So it's not even, honestly, I didn't even know that. So it's not even like,
A lot of people don't
hey,
know that.
right. So to obviously speak to stylists, so what you're saying, it's not like there's a color chart where you're like, I need this one color in 22 inches and you're like, here you go, mama. It's not even like that. It's these are pictures of my clients. This is, even if it's like, these are the inspiration photos, the videos, this is the style they want to wear. This is what we're looking for. This is the length. All of that. And then you custom make each wig for that client. Shut the fuck up.
We do.
Wow.
Yes, we do. And so we do actually have the website set up where they shop by color, but it's written all over in all of the, the description of our products that every product is fully customizable. We do that for the ease of consumer consumption.
Of course.
And just to make it kind of easy and less overwhelming, we actually have 12 colors on the website. So it's not a lot compared to there's a lot of brands that have like 40 plus colors that you can choose from. But what we do is we just say, pick the one that would be the closest, but then upload their photos, upload their videos if you want, give us a description of their hair. For our wholesale clients that are really cranking wigs, we have a WhatsApp channel with you. So we do direct communication with you about your clients, but we also have a community where we have now 11 locations all around the US where we have our wigs present in salons. And whether or not, I do want to say this as well, because I know that this is a question that most stylists have, is do I have to carry these wigs in my salon? Especially the nature of wigs at this level, they can be very expensive. And so the short and simple answer to that is no, you don't have to. And it's, to be honest with you, if you're cranking out a lot of wigs, there's a lot of like standard wigs, like medium is going to be the typical size, and certain colors, you can color and customize them to fit your clients. So if you want to have wigs in your salon, we have a great wholesale program as well, but you don't have to. And due to the nature of how custom they are, we have it set up on a no inventory required system where stylists can partner with us and on a very low cost, affordable membership rather than a certification, and integrate wigs into their salon, be able to just offer it as a solution.
I love that. And because that is something very difficult. Now, I've been doing hair now for 16 years, which is crazy.
How old are you?
35.
You're so tiny and cute.
Thank you so much. I know, every time I say that, I always get the, like, the fuck you mean? Yeah, so I've been doing hair since I was 19. I'm 35 now, rolling up on 36. So I've been doing hair now for 16 years. And I even remember, because like I said, I don't specialize in wigs, but hand-tied wefts is my specialty, and wefts in general. And having to, when people are like, buy a stock, and it was in the beginning, you're like, where the fuck am I supposed to get $5,000, $10,000 to stock up the salon? Like, it's not always, it generally actually is not realistic unless you have a larger salon or a large clientele and you're cranking shit out decently fast. You know what I mean? Precisely. I love that you guys have that. So can we also talk about quality of hair? Because obviously coming from the weft world, there are differences in quality for sure, from where it's sourced to how it's processed. So what is like the quality that you guys have?
I love that you've asked this question. To be honest, because this is something that I tiptoe on in the industry. And like we talked about earlier, it's more of it's out of respect and understanding that, oh, here's this girl coming into the hair world, creating a hairline where like everybody else has hairlines, and we specialize in wigs. We do also create extensions and toppers, but what I want to say is here's why that doesn't take away from anyone else's hair brand. Because there's different qualities of hair. There's also different budgets.
Yes.
For everyone.
Yes.
And so One thing that I tell everyone when they look into our company and they say, "Oh wow, these wigs are expensive. This hair is expensive. These toppers, these wig extensions."
You know what's so funny?
Expensive.
And I know the pricing. I heard that and I'm like, yeah, that about tracks to me.
Right.
I hear that and I'm like, that's what I expected for something that's not gonna fall apart with 2 wears.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. So it's the difference between like a 3 to 5 month wear versus our hair lasts 3 to 5 years, and I'll explain why. And like I said, the reason that it doesn't take away is because we have these different budgets that we're working with in salons and different qualities of hair, and so the hair that is typically sold within salons, whether it's for wigs or extensions or anything, is common hair, and it's usually the kind of hair like you would expect to install, and it's great hair. It doesn't take away from other qualities of hair.
Yeah.
However, as I mentioned, when I got into the hair world, I'm like, oh, there's tiers to these things. And even when I got our hair, I didn't know the difference between that and like traditional hair that you see, like Remy hair that's sold in salons. So over the time of my journey in a beauty brand, building a hair brand, I've learned that there are 5 different qualities of hair, and then there's a 6th secret quality of hair that no one is familiar with, not even most stylists. And so you have the low-grade synthetic hair, which is, you know,
low-grade synthetic. It speaks for itself.
TikTok hair. Your Temu hair.
Don't act like you haven't bought it. Everyone has. Everyone's done it.
Exactly. And then we have Remy hair, right? And in the beginning, I didn't even know what this meant. I'm like, what is this Remy hair, right?
Like, who is she?
I'm learning that it's like, okay, hair that's moving in the same direction. That's actually the 3rd. Before that, we have human hair, which everyone sold human hair, right? But it goes through the process of silicone and acid washing, but that's what makes it be able to be so like cookie cutter, and you know what you're buying, and you know what you're seeing online is like, that's the hair that I'm gonna get, because they make sure they have a process of dyeing and manufacturing.
It's the coloring.
So it is, so it is specific. So if you are going for a specific look and that is what you want, that's probably your best option.
Yes.
It's going to be your best option. And then we start to get into the virgin hair territory, and that's where Maven wigs are made out of.
Amazing.
So Maven wigs are made from 100% virgin hair, cuticle intact, Remy, which means the cuticle is all moving in one same direction. It prevents it from matting, shedding. It's just
creeping, crawling. Yes, it is.
Exactly. And so, and then because we don't go through any of the silicone processing, that means it's 100% raw. That's what makes it virgin. So our hair can be colored, and we do in some cases color it to create the specific type of blend, but we actually prefer to leave most of that to the stylist. So that way when your client is in the chair, they get sent their wig, and you can customize it for them. It comes double drawn, which means we double draw the hair to make sure that it is the same density from root to tip. So when a client sits in your chair and you fit their wig for the first time, it's like cutting somebody's hair that's never been cut before.
Yep. It's fresh, it's raw, it's that virgin. With any stylist listening, you know that the minute a client comes in, they're like, I've never colored my hair. You're like, that sounds amazing. Great. This is gonna be an easy fucking day now.
Exactly. So you have the ability to customize it however you want. You can layer it, you can add bangs, you can color the hair, you could perm the hair if you want to, you can fully style the hair, you can do absolutely everything, and it's not going to damage it. I straightened my wig before I came down today because I was like, when you get our hair, it's going to be like, for example, straight hair might still have some waves in it.
I have straight hair, but it's not stick straight. There's still a texture to straight hair.
Precisely.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So that's how our wigs come. Completely 100% natural. How it was grown is how you get it.
I absolutely love that. And I think what's cool about that is because, once again, owning a hairline, you end up learning a lot of crazy shit about the hair world, how they make hair extensions, how they source it,
I never
how they
thought
color
I would
it.
learn any of this.
The more I learn some days, and it's funny because sometimes you learn something and you're like, I've never thought about that a day in my life. I've never even given thought to that one thing. And then you sit here and you're like, my whole world is upside down now. This is crazy work, you know? But I think it's very cool that you guys do that, because having that virgin raw hair that can then be done customized to specifically the client, stylist, you know how important that is, especially because I personally have never met someone that they're like, oh, I just have, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 wigs for funsies.
I have now that I've been in the industry.
Well, yes, but you know, you're promoting your product, girl. That's different now. You know, but even then, you still came from a story. Someone like me who honestly, I have pretty thick hair. Like I got a good amount of hair.
Yeah.
The emotional attachment that I would have to a wig is not the same that a client who is dealing with any kind of hair loss at all would have.
Yeah.
So knowing that that customization is available, I mean, that is literally life-changing for some clients.
If I could also touch on the medical aspect
Fuck
of the hair as well and how important that is. I think from both sides, it's important for the stylist to be able to have flexibility and customization for the client to give them what they want. It's also important for the clients, not only health, but also their peace of mind and knowing that their hair has no chemical processing, which means it's safe for their skin, especially when they're going through, if you have a client who's going through chemotherapy, any form of radiation, hormonal imbalances, they're, you know, intolerant to chemicals. I remember when I went through my hormonal imbalance after having my baby, I got my hormones tested and my progesterone was at virtually zero.
Wow.
Zero. Yeah, I had no progesterone in my body whatsoever. It explained all the mood swings that I was having, just the up and down, depression, anxiety. And the first thing that they had me do was take a look at my diet and what products I was using. And so I had to, it became really important to me that every product that I was using was safe, that was free from, you know, the parabens and the dyes and the chemicals and sulfates. And so that is something that is very important to us at Maven Mane, especially with our medical clients, especially with the clients who are wanting to utilize insurance as reimbursement for a wig. That's something else we do inside our program.
Yeah.
It's a never ending partnership with us. But, you know, it's really important for insurance companies to recognize that the hair that is being supplied, and if you're not familiar with the term, it's actually called cranial prosthesis, so that the wig that's being supplied is medical grade quality. There's actually a term, which we are working on our accreditation for it right now. It's called durable medical equipment.
Okay.
And so soon enough, we will be classified as a licensed durable medical equipment provider.
Wow. So that means they can't actually use insurance to pay for these wigs?
Yes, they can.
Wow.
We actually just successfully reimbursed our first insurance client.
Stop, that makes me want to cry.
I know, I cried.
That's amazing.
I cried, yeah.
And I think that once again is something so important. And that's actually like perfect to jump me into what I want to ask you next. But because once again, like extensions in general are not cheap.
No.
Like I know it's not cheap to come to my salon. I work with some people, I've known people that have charged $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 for extensions. And like, feel about that however you will. That's not my business. You know, like do you, baby? I don't care.
Right.
But it's just not, it is not cheap. So to know there's also an option, the same way that you would go to an optometrist, to your dentist, to your general practitioner, like to know that like just because you have hair loss medical hair loss, doesn't necessarily mean that you have to live with it, that there are options. As a stylist, knowing that we can even offer that and be like, yo, not only can I get you a wig that you're gonna be fucking obsessed with, it's gonna look like your hair, it's going to feel like real hair because it is. We're gonna fully customize it to you and it can be refunded. That's crazy.
And some people aren't actually even aware that in some cases, depending on the condition, the medical diagnosis, your toppers and your extensions can also be reimbursed as well.
That's crazy.
And so we actually handle a lot of this for our clients. This is a free heart project service that we have incorporated into Maven Mane. We do not make money on this service that we do, but it's essentially anyone who purchases a product through Maven Mane has the ability to apply for claims support. So we have an entire claims support division within the company. We have an application on our website, so they can go in, they can fill out the application, we get their submission, we file the claim to their insurance company for them. We take away the stress and the hassle of them having to do it themselves. And when I thought about this in the beginning, I was like, you know, someone who's going through the most devastating point in their life.
Stop. I know, I'm sitting here like, Ani, you gotta suck it in real quick. me grab you a tissue.
Get a tissue.
Yes.
Don't even get me started when we start talking about like childhood cancers and stuff, because we have wig sizes that support that, and we're actually going through one right now where we've actually been able to, we're taking the hair of the child and making a wig for her out of her own hair.
Mm-hmm. Yep, no, I'm listening.
I know. Yeah, I have a video that I took of myself in the moment where I realized that we were actually able to do that for her, and I am fucking sobbing. Like, I'm like,
because there's, yes, like, we all know that being a hairstylist is really cool. It's really fun. We love the transformations we get to give people, but there is a difference in just giving a woman really, really pretty hair and helping someone who literally has no other option.
Lost their identity.
That's it. There is either a wig or the option is nothing else, because nothing else will work. And yes, especially when it comes to kids, that one is.
Yeah, that one hits home. And I'm, I've mentioned this already. I'm very OCD. I'm type A. It's how we ended up here. With that, I'm obsessed with business. And so, when we got into like the nuts and bolts of building the company, I'm like, we're going to do this and this and that. And I get very strategic. And then when I'm reminded, because of our amazing clients who come to us and our amazing stylists that we work with, and we hear all these stories, it just reminds me of what we're doing. And it makes me so unbelievably grateful for my journey. I'm so grateful that I went through that identity death. I'm so grateful that I learned that behavior from my mom, because had she not gone through that, I would have never gone through that, and we wouldn't be sitting here today.
No. Every person you've helped, they may have not have had another option.
Exactly.
So with that, because I feel like I'm learning so much. I didn't know you guys offered that. So can you kind of give me like a rundown of like, what do you guys offer to help stylists? Because I know that that's such a big thing, because can clients themselves order the hair, or is this stylist based?
They can.
They can.
However, I'll tell you, there's a little bit of a, it's the buyer freeze when it comes to ordering the hair online. And it's pretty much like written in bold print all over our website that you're going to want to go through a stylist. And so they can, but really the way that we have it set up is that the stylist is really in control of the client experience. And so we have a program where we help stylists, first of all, integrate themselves into the hair loss community through hair loss education, how to support your clients who are experiencing hair loss, who come into your salon, as well as the business side of it, and the product integration, the insurance support, all the different things.
Everything.
But I knew, first of all, when building this company, you guys as stylists are so busy in the salon.
Yeah.
Like, you're so busy in the salon. I'm sure it's like you're lucky if you get a day to actually spend with your family and do the things that you want to do in the personal life. So the last thing that we wanted to do was put all this extra pressure on you guys through, like, learning another technique, another
I'm already stressed out, lady.
Exactly. And I'm like, I understand that stress on a deep, like a visceral level. And so,
it's one of my favorite words, and I don't know why.
Mine too. I mean, yeah, the stress was visceral. So I knew intuitively, we need to make this as simple as we possibly can.
Dear God, thank you.
Right? As simple as we possibly can. Bree Morgan, one of your business partners and friends, was one of the driving forces of how we actually ended up creating the program the way we did versus a certification. Because at first, we got into the industry and we thought, oh, we're, well, it's what everybody does.
Certification for you, everybody. You're Oprah of certifications. Everybody gets a certification.
So
I don't do them either. I feel you.
Amazing. I didn't know that about you as well.
No, they annoy me.
Okay, good to know. Okay, good. So I'm not hurting anyone's feelings here when I say we're not going to certify you. We're actually, one of the things we stand against the most is like over certifying. I'm that like chronic course purchaser.
Oh God, you're that bitch.
See, like, I must have 100 courses under my belt. I'm grateful for all the skills that I've learned and stuff. But at some point, it's like, okay, I'm going to actually build the business.
Yes.
And so that's what we did here. We created, first and foremost, a community, because we knew that when we were starting this, I was like, this isn't just products. I just knew this, right? I knew deep down this all came from a much bigger mission that has evolved into a global mission movement, which is now 11 states, 2 countries.
Which is still pretty fucking cool. Like, I will never forget the minute someone from, I think Germany was one of the first countries that bought my hair out of the US. And I was like, I'm sorry, are we
You're like,
international?
I'm just, yeah.
Am I like,
pretty much the
did
coolest.
I like boss babe pretty hard? Like, that's literally
It's
how
cool
you
of you.
feel.
I've been bragging about it because I think it's something to brag about.
That's rad. Yes.
Yeah, when people trust you enough to expand that quickly, I mean, that happened within like 30 days.
Wow.
It was like of launch. I mean, we worked on the business, and then we launched and people just got it right away, you know? And so we developed this community / course suite / high ticket business scaling model.
Yeah. You're like, it's a lot of things all at once.
Yeah, with our wigs and our products associated with it. And we created to be a very simple, to the point course suite that teaches on the hair loss, it teaches on the business growth, it teaches how to talk about the products, how to sell luxury high-end, like how to differentiate the hair in your salon versus hair that you might already have in your salon.
Yes.
And then we have a brand new course suite, which I'm very excited about, which was requested over and over again by our stylist, called Wig University. And so
that's so cute though.
Isn't it so cute?
It's so cute.
Yeah, it makes me think of like the newer Halloween Town, like, you know what I mean?
I was
Like
thinking
Halloween Town
Monsters,
University or Monsters Inc. or something. Yeah, exactly. When I came up with the name, I was like, it's simple, it's to the point, it teaches exactly what you're going to learn. I mean, it's Wig University. So
if you're confused, I don't know how to help you.
Exactly. So we actually have Ahuva over in Israel in her salon. Some of her kids are her models, and it's so cool. And she's teaching us everything you need to know about wigs, starting with how to measure your client's head for a wig. And what I love about it is every lesson is like 3 minutes long.
Oh, fucking hallelujah. Girl, look.
I know.
As an educator, I'm a hypocrite. I'm the worst student. I don't have any attention span.
Yeah.
If it's probably longer than
just
5
to
minutes,
upgrade.
I'm one of those people where if there's 10 steps, I'll hear the first 3 and I'm like, I can guess the next 7.
Yeah.
I've
got a ChatGPT.
I am not a good student, which is so dumb because I'm an educator. But that's why I always say I make my education for the people with ADHD. Let's get into the nuts and bolts. Don't give me some fucking weird story for 45 minutes. I don't care. Tell me the thing I need to know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. It's great because it's actually our first lesson is me telling my story, but that's like 3 minutes long. Sure. That's the first lesson. And then it's like after that, it's all very tactical. And that's the way that I prefer to teach as well. Like I just want to give you what you need to know to get in, get out, and start making money.
Take all the fluff out. I don't care.
Yeah. It's no surprise that within our first 30 days of launch, one of our stylists already brought in like $1,200. One of our stylists who sold 2 products has already brought in over like $650 in commissions. Wow. We have a very amazing commission program if you decide to go that way, if you want to integrate wigs into the salon. And the commission structure is incredible. Also, you know, like we mentioned, there's a wholesale opportunity as well, where we actually partner with brands that already exist and kind of co-collaborate on our brands, which is amazing. We'll talk about that later.
I love the minute I'm like,
we're just like options for everyone. We like options.
Yes. Well, and I always say so because I have a business partner with my hairline as well, where I specialize in hand tied, she specializes in Genius,
so cool.
And we always say there's no competition. There is enough space for everybody. The pie is big enough.
It really is.
Yeah, because it's one of those things like I could have made my own Genius wefts in my factory and been like, mine.
I love,
But her and I were like, fucking why? I'm ahead of the game on hand tied. She's ahead of the game on Genius. We're tried, tested, true. Let's just collab together and then everybody wins.
Everyone.
Yes, it becomes so much less a game of like, how do I make more money versus how can I help more people? How can my impact be bigger? And I love that that's what you guys are doing.
We are all about ownership of brand. We are 100% of ownership of your own brand. However, you know, with that being said, still being able to own what you've created. Like ultimately, like at the core, like own what you have created, and also in collaboration with other brands and other offers that are out there. That's why we say like our hair does not take away from any other brand that is there because it's just a different offer. And we tell people all the time, yes, our hair is expensive. Yes.
But also,
the answer to that is yes.
Hear me out though. Even if it's let's say it's $5,000, okay?
Yeah.
I'm going easy math here.
Yeah.
It's $5,000 at the highest tier end, right? It lasts 5 years. Now we're at $1,000 a year is what this is actually costing you.
Yeah.
1,000 divided by 12, I'm realizing I'm not smart enough to do, but I know 1,000 divided by 10 is 100. So now we're at
$88.
yeah, hey bitch, hey, you got me. So now we're talking it's $88 a month.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but when you, and sometimes I hate when people break it down, they're like, it's less than a cup of coffee. And I'm like, well, I don't even drink coffee, so you're wrong person here. I don't know what that means to me because I don't go to Starbucks. But like when you hear, I think it's so different when someone is dealing with hair loss, especially even if we're talking, well, not especially, but even if we're talking things like alopecia, where all of a sudden it was long, luscious, and beautiful, and now there's patches that are missing. Yeah. This isn't like, let me upsell you. It's, yo, we can fix this for the next 5 years.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to go cheap on your wigs.
$88 a month, but that's it. And that, to me, I hear that, yes, it's a larger upfront cost. Okay, I get that. It is $5,000 or 3 or 4, whatever it is, but it's see you in 5 years.
Yeah. Wow, I think we're just going to have you come in and teach on the wig business.
I'm ready.
And how to talk about the offer.
Yeah, you know what? I'm really good at that. Like,
I would love that.
But that to me is the way that I look at it. We have to, or let's be real. If you want to buy a cheaper wig, okay, do $500. You're going to be spending that at least every few months.
I'll tell you what, I spent that 3 times in 6 months because my wigs wore out so quickly and had spiders in them. I'm sure you heard that part. So, not to mention that there's like it's not just the hair itself. When you're buying a wig, you're buying the cap construction. And so you want cap construction that's breathable. We've had people like stylists look inside our wigs that have worked with wigs, like Bree.
Yes.
Yeah, she's worked with wigs many times. She's like looking inside and it's like, yeah, it's breathable. I feel the wind on my scalp.
I have to be honest, the way I almost went, like a stylist, A, rude, B, my breath wasn't gonna reach you anyway, but the urge I had to be like,
but you just wanted to.
I took a breath and I was like, don't
prove it.
Don't blow on this woman. Like, oh my God.
Did you feel that?
I walked by you. But also, wait, I love that. And once again, I don't wear wigs, but I'll be honest, I get hot and sweaty, girl.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but like even the fact that I'm wearing sleeves today is kind of crazy because like I can feel how hot I am.
Yeah.
But like
hormones. Do you want to get that tested?
I just say it's because I move a lot. I'm quick. I don't ever stop. But also sometimes when I'm like if I stop moving, I'm chilly and I'm cold.
Yeah.
But once I'm working and I'm doing so, I'm just hot all the time. I could not 100%. Imagine having hair loss and having something on my head and being like, I'm gonna die. It's so hot and unbreathable.
Oh yeah, I experienced that, especially the synthetics. Oh, those get hot, man. That's like a thermos under there. I'm like getting like a drip out of my.
They're like, are you okay? It's 30 degrees. You're like, I'm fine.
Oh, for sure. We've been like middle of the winter, so I'm like in my coat and I'm like sitting in the car with the seat heater on, and Ryan's like, "Aren't you hot?" And I'm like, "No." Yes. Deep down, I'm like, I'm sweating, but I'm not taking my wig off. That's for sure. I can see you
perspiring, and you're like, "No, I never heard that word in my life."
That's hysterical.
Oh my God. Okay,
but so true.
Yeah, they're breathable too.
So they're breathable. They're very lightweight. I mean, we ship like each of our wigs weighs like a pound or less. Like it's not, they're very flexible, versatile. Like you can change the parts. There's nothing about it that's like, I could change my part over to this way if I wanted to. Like there's so much that I could do with my wig to make it fit and feel like mine.
It's your hair.
My hair. The ability to run your hands through your hair. It's a little naughty. I need to brush it.
All of a sudden you're like, you know what? Let me not do that. I should have brushed my hair
on camera.
But I think that's what's important, because a woman who has experienced hair loss, I don't know another way to say it. She doesn't want to feel like a fucking freak or a weirdo. Like 100%. You want to feel like you. Yeah. You want to feel as like it's yours as much as possible.
You don't want somebody to look at you and be like, she's wearing a wig.
Hey, nice
We've
wig.
all seen that, right? Like somebody that you see, and now
we've seen it with West tapes, wigs. We have seen it with the halos.
Right.
That
where
goes
you
across
can tell, yeah.
Yep, across the board, we can tell. But a woman just wants to feel normal. She doesn't want to feel like some sideshow, whatever. Like, that's not ideal. So, okay, even the fact that it is breathable, yes, expensive, but I do think expensive is subjective.
Yeah.
To me, it just is.
It's expansive.
Yes, and you cannot. One thing that I always tell stylists as well, you have to stop putting the limitations of your budget onto someone else. And like a different example I have all the time is like, dude, I will go into a bookstore and I have found very like special like publisher books that were never supposed to be out and about, and I have spent $400 or $500 on a singular book.
Yeah.
I, as a consumer, found value in that.
Because you found value, yeah.
Because I love it. I saw that, it took my breath away, and I'm like, I have to, wow, that holds value to me.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pay that. I'm sure someone listening is like, this bitch spent $500. I think probably the most expensive book I have is probably about $500.
No kidding.
Absolutely. And then the whole set, what's 500 times 7? A lot. the way we both go, huh? 1, 2, 3.
4,500.
3,500.
Shit.
So I have a set of books that's about $3,500.
Wow.
That's valuable to me.
That's incredible.
That's my point. But then someone else is going to be like, well, Ani has obviously lost her fucking mind. No, it's that I found it valuable. So I would never look at someone else and be like, oh, you shouldn't buy that. It's not worth it. Because what's worth it to me is different to you, to them.
Different.
So you have to stop putting your personal limitations, especially if you are a stylist with beautiful hair. You will, if you are someone, I am this person, I have thick hair, it grows really well, it's very strong, I will never, and I hope, pray, that I will never understand that feeling.
Yeah.
I can sympathize with it, but I will never be able to empathize because I cannot put myself in that person's shoes.
Precisely.
But
you can educate yourself to the ends of the earth. But that's, at the end of the day, that's really all you need. You need to be able to know and articulate the offer, but not in a way that's convincing. That's one of my philosophies in business.
Don't convince.
We don't need to convince. We love to say this all the time. Our hair sells itself.
Yep, and it should.
Yeah.
Yes, and so that's why for stylists, like, you do have to educate yourself as much as you possibly can and talk to people to try and understand your best what they're going through. But just because you have long, luscious, beautiful, thick, wonderful hair that you've never needed an extension in your life, it does not mean that wigs and extensions don't have value. Oof. They do, just not to you in the way that they do to someone else.
You know, I would even add to that, this is going to be really important, to say that hair loss is not a niche. Hair loss is not a niche. It's a standard. We are human beings with dignity. And when I've had stylists say to me in the past, I don't really know if that's my niche, the one thing that I will say to you, if that thought's ever crossed your mind, which is very normal because we're all taught the riches are in the niches, so I'm going to niche down in this and niche down on that, right?
I'll hear that one more time.
Thank you. If you had a woman or a man walk into your salon tomorrow with chronic hair loss of any form, are you going to be the one to help them, or are you going to be the one to turn them away?
Yep.
Which is why we've made it so simple and so easy to integrate wigs into the salon without even really having to spend a ton of money up front. Just knowing that you can offer this as a solution to your clients. But
that's also the thing. If your community includes, obviously, the community, it includes education. The fact that y'all are willing to deal with insurance companies, stop. I don't care whatever y'all are charging for this. Immediately, it's worth it. But any stylist listening,
we don't charge anything for that.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, don't even act like y'all are good at making a dentist appointment, because I know you're fucking not. Like, so you're gonna sit down in front of your computer that you hate, that you don't even want to turn on, and have a mental breakdown the minute you're filling out these papers? No way.
Yeah.
That in itself, that is worth anything and everything. The fact that you don't even charge for it, blows my fucking mind.
Well, you know what? It takes a village. And so that's another one of our main philosophies inside of Maven Mane, and my personal philosophies is we can't scale alone. And unfortunately, a lot of stylists are trying to scale alone, trying to do it all, trying to be able to support their clients. And then you're thinking, well, okay, out of integrity, I have to offer this as a service because there are consumers who come into my salon with a forms of hair loss. And so I want to be able to offer this to them, but then they have questions about insurance and they have questions about, you know, how do I find wigs and things like that. And so we wanted to make it just really, really super simple for you guys. Yeah.
One stop.
Just one, right? But then in doing that, I've recruited several individuals that work inside of Maven Mane that are amazing. We have an amazing team. Lisa is our head of insurance and PR. Not only and this is actually a limited time thing, so by the time you're listening to this, we're not sure if this will still be available or not, but we developed a program called the Maven Referral Network. And so we included it inside of our early bird offer. When we launched the company, we actually extended the early bird offer, so anybody that decides to enroll, we're gonna give Ani a link so you guys can enroll through her link and check out the community and ask me any questions you want. And so anyone who enrolls in the month of October is going to also get immediately enrolled into our Maven Referral Network, which means that Lisa is reaching out to oncology clinics in your area, and she is working on sending referrals to your business. So it's not like you actually even have to go out and find hair loss clients. You just put it as a service on your menu. We add you to our online stylist directory, and then we send referrals to your business.
That is absolutely amazing. Holy shit, dude. That's actually fucking rad.
Ecosystem.
It's an ecosystem. Wow. Okay, so kind of final questions. If someone wants to reach out to you, they want to learn more about your wigs, they want to touch base, they're curious about the community, they're kind of just like, I would say like they're peeking through, they're maybe a little bit nervous. How can they reach you? What is the best way to learn more about it? Like, where can they find you?
Yeah, I would say the best way to find me specifically is going to be on Instagram. At the Jamie Madsen on Instagram. I show up there a lot. I'm there every day. I talk about my story. We're gonna be sharing a lot more stuff specific to stylists and you guys and helping you guys scale your business. Beyond the chair is kind of our slogan. And so that's gonna be the best way to find me. If you want to explore our hair and check out our wigs and a little bit more about the program itself, you can go to our website, www.mavenmane.com.
Perfect. And I will be sure to add links to everything down below as well, because I know that just makes life so much easier. Dude, thank you so much for coming all the way out here today. What you are doing, I don't want to cry.
You can cry, it's okay.
It makes a difference.
Oh, thank you.
And I think to me, another entrepreneur who is also a female, because like there's a lot of us, but not as many as you would anticipate, who is doing something truly just to make a difference. And to people that most of the time feel they have no other choice is truly touching. Like what you're doing is, I mean, mad respect, and for doing it so differently, because I'm deep in the hair world and the hair extension world, and what you're doing are things I've just never heard of.
Wow.
And that in and of itself is rad.
That's so cool. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being here. And guys, like I said, all of the links to find her, the hair, the wigs, the education, to become a part of the community, I'm going to put everything down below. And as always, if you have any questions, reach out to me, reach out to her, and like, we are always here to help.
Thank you.